we see, our county executive was very happy to stand next to the CWA members when they were on strike for a total of 6 months. But we stand here today with the brave men and women of the deputy sheriffs and probation officers, those who serve and protect Suffolk County residents. 6 years, no contract. Presiding Officer Gregory on June 6th sent a letter with a simple request, asking for the savings achieved by the unions in the past. The information will help this union to provide a fair offer, but as of yet, no response. The AME contract is coming up soon, so I would recommend to the county executive they settle these 2 contracts before he gets to the AME contract. Clearly, they seem to have a problem doing multiple contracts. They can only seem to do one at a time. The administration claims to be saving taxpayers' money, but the bloated salaries for patronage positions while hundreds were laid off. Do what I say, not what I do, is what Steve Malone is saying. Recent raises were a slap in the face of these men and women who stand behind me. The county executive aid raises in the last several months include $18,000 to a chief of staff title, and that was failed by the legislature. A $13,000 raise to a legislative liaison, a $27,000 raise to a secretary, and there is a total of 17 aides in total who have received ridiculous bloated pay raises. Also created higher pay positions in the planning division. So there is a need to settle these contracts. It's hypocritical to stand with the private sector union and not settle the contracts for the public employees here in Suffolk County. So I want to say thank you to everyone who is here. We have here today with us, in support of his employees, is Sheriff Vincent DeMarco. We have legislators Kevin McCaffrey and Leslie Kennedy. President for the Suffolk County Deputy Sheriff's PBA, John Becker. We have the unit president for the Suffolk County Probation Officers, Charlie McCardle. Yeah, give an applause for him. We have Charlie McCardle, president of the Eastern Long Island Police Conference. Where are you, Charlie? Okay. We have other union representatives. I'm not going to name everybody. We also have the president and first vice president of AME, Dan Leveler and Stan Human, along with deputy sheriffs and probation officers. And I think we have a phenomenal turnout today. So with that, I want to say the county executive stood up there and said, no more. We're saying no more. We want a contract, and we want it now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, I will invite, who wants to go first? I guess. So I'll invite the president of the Suffolk County Deputy Sheriffs.
Good afternoon. Suffolk County Deputy Sheriffs and Suffolk County Probation Officers are now in their 6th year without a contract. We have tried to bring this issue to the forefront by speaking before the legislature, doing demonstrations, picket lines, radio shows, and newspaper interviews. The DSPBA submitted a comprehensive proposal to the county months ago and have yet to receive any formal counteroffer other than a flat no. The county executive has yet to be present for any meeting or negotiations and seems to be absent in every sense of the word when it comes to addressing this issue. Additionally, Dwayne Gregory, the presiding officer of the legislature, has requested costings of the police and corrections contracts. Since we are being asked to provide savings based upon these contracts as part of our negotiations, it only stands to reason that the county would provide these costings. To date, nothing has been provided. Steve Ballone purports himself to be pro-labor. He stands with the communication workers, yet is completely unfazed the fact that county employees are now 6 years without a contract. The DSPBA and the Suffolk County Correctional Officers Union fully support the efforts of the communication workers. We're very happy that they had a positive outcome. We simply ask him to show the same interest and enthusiasm that he displayed for them. He stated at the rally that they were protesting first and foremost for your families. Well, guess what? Suffolk County deputy sheriffs and probation officers have families too that they have to provide for. He stated with his bullhorn that the communication workers were standing up and saying no more. But when deputy sheriffs protested his inauguration, he stated that we were, quote, out there protesting and using these other tactics that simply aren't going to work. So let me get this straight. It only works for some unions, just not ours. That's a very hypocritical position to take. If the county was able to negotiate long-term deals with other unions, why are these two unions any different? No one here is asking for special treatment. Just treat us fairly and negotiate contracts like you were able to do for all the other unions. 6 years is long enough. Thank you.
Matt Porter, Unit President for the probation officers.
Thank you. I am humbled by all my members showing up here today in force. And I appreciate every one of you taking the time to get here and support us in our need for a contract. 6 years waiting has been absolutely too long. I can see it all on everybody's faces. It's been too long. We're sick and tired of the wait. When do we get a contract that demonstrates our future? Every day that passes by is a day we can't negotiate our future, but we negotiate on our past and what we've already done. We've been waiting 5.5 years. Our sense of urgency is countermanded by the glacial pace of what the county offers. And it's about time they came to the forefront to us with a contract so that we can get on with our business of the day. We want to return to work, we want to have a sense of pride, and we feel forgotten, unappreciated, and down because of it. And we hope in the very near future something positive can happen, a contract will be made, and we can go off back to our jobs and do what we're supposed to do. I appreciate everybody here. I want to thank Legislator Browning for calling this press conference, and all the other legislators and all the support they bring from all the other unions. Thank you everybody for showing up. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we have two legislators. Legislator McCaffrey, our minority leader.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here fighting this fight with you. As I was at that CWA rally as well, not that one, other ones, and I stood up for those workers the same way that the county executive did, and we said those types of things. But there's a difference. I mean what I say, and along with the other legislators, we've been fighting to get a contract for the deputy sheriffs, now the probation officers, and this is going to be a long fight. It's been 6 years, it's hard to believe, right? But we tout all these great things that the county executive says he's doing. Along with Sheriff DeMarco, who has introduced alternatives to incarceration and allowed people on the streets. Well, who's keeping an eye on these people on the streets? It's the probation officers. And not only are you without a contract, okay, but your numbers are down. So they're asking you to do more with less and for less money over time. And it's unimaginable that we should be doing these types of things, that someone could stand up and talk about working men and women, about their families and their need for a contract, and to go 6 years without a contract is unconscionable. And the deputy sheriffs have been passed over. We've been carrying the torch for them. And I am very proud to be standing up here with all these probation officers, with Matt and with John and these representatives from the legislature, and thank the sheriff, Vinnie DeMarco, who has been out front in terms of bringing this to light, the forefront, the need for a contract for the deputy sheriffs. We need to get it for the deputy sheriffs. We need to get it for probation officers. And I know we will not rest until we get you the contract you deserve. So thank you all for being here.
Good afternoon. Virtually everyone has said the same thing. But what I am going to say is it's very clear in the county charter that contract negotiations are in the purview of the county executive. So what I'm going to ask today is that Steve Bellone himself assist in getting these contracts through. 6 years is far too long. The ladies and gentlemen from both these unions risk their lives every day. They deserve a contract.
Sheriff.
Charlie Bartle, are you here? No? Did we lose him? Okay, I think we lost Charlie. Okay, so again, CWA went 6 months, no contract. And Bellone stood with CWA, as did I. However, I said that I will stand with the deputy sheriffs and the probation officers too, just like I did for them. And Bellone says they're the backbone. Our members of law enforcement, those people who protect and serve, are the backbone. So one of the things that I looked at was salaries with CWA members, like a field tech, is very comparable to a corrections officer and a probation officer. So if he was able to stand to fight for pay raises for them, why can't he stand here and fight and give a pay raise to our deputy sheriffs and to our probation officers? CWA also have excellent health benefits, and they also have a retirement plan, as do our county workers, and they want to be able to maintain that. The difference between CWA and between our county workers is they can't strike. Public employees cannot strike, but we need to do what's right for their families. We support all working families in Long Island, and having the security and ability to afford to live here. So the deputies and probation officers are not the highest paid employees in the county. They range from $30,000 start pay to $75,000 top pay with the sheriffs. They're not asking for $20,000 pay raises. They're not asking for $13,000 pay raises. They're just asking for a fair raise. I believe the probation salaries range from $41,000 to $76,000. We're facing heroin epidemics, gangs, guns, etc. And Bellone has slashed, again, what was said, probation officers' budget and staff. So there's been a fail to use any savings to provide fair and equitable contract. So we're not asking for any more than what Steve Bellone said you CWA members deserved. Not once has the county executive participated in any of their contract negotiations. So I'm asking Steve Bellone, what's the delay and where is Steve Bellone? I don't want a response from Dennis Cohen, John Schneider, or his PR staff. He needs to respond directly to our bargaining units. So where are you, Steve? Tell us where you are and tell us what you think, and settle a contract with our deputy sheriffs and our probation officers. Thank you.
Steve, sir.